Welcome to the Rumblin' Man channel, where we pursue the best tone for both guitar and bass. In this video, we're going to be checking out a very cool new pedal board and power supply from VANGOA. So please, stick with me. It's been a while since I released a video, but I'm back in business. We cleaned the room out, and so yeah, hope to have some good content on the way. Most of you guys know that I actually am a full-time musician. I make a living playing guitar. I used to play bass mostly, but mostly guitar these days, both acoustic and electric. And for my guitar needs, for my tone, I prefer to use Line 6 Helix. I have a Helix LT, and that's what I prefer to use. However, I have found, because of hardware issues you can run into, I have found that I don't want to use it for every gig. For instance, I'll use it for indoor gigs, or I'll use it anytime I'm playing with my band. But if I'm doing a solo thing, or I'm playing outdoor, I've noticed I want to have a backup pedal board, because I don't want to expose the Helix to the elements if I don't have to, because I have had to send it in for repair before when the foot switches, some of them stopped working. That to say, Line 6 was very nice. They didn't charge me anything and totally repaired it for me, which was great. So kudos to Line 6 for that. But I've got to have a backup board, okay? So the backup board that I've mainly been using, has my looper on it, has an acoustic preamp that's just okay. It's got a drive on it. I wish it had more things on it, but this board I've been using is just really small. I can't fit any more pedals on it. And I think that I'm about at my limit there. Sometimes I'll be, stepping on a certain pedal to trigger, my looper or this and that, and I'll accidentally step on the button of another pedal. And then suddenly I have triggered some effect that I didn't mean to trigger, or I've lost some gain because I, hit the wrong button. I don't want to do that anymore, and it's time for a bigger board. So enter VANGOA. VANGOA reached out to me recently about a certain review, and I said, what I really want to check out is one of your pedal boards. So they were very kind to send this out to me. I'm going to be using it very soon, as well as this power supply. And so what I want to do in today's video is just briefly show you both, and then we'll also take a look at the end result. Power supply, bam! So it comes with a USB cable. Obviously, it comes with the connector power cables, that you run out of the power supply and to your pedals to power your pedals. Wow, that's actually feels really nice. So we have 7 pedal power outputs right here. So you can power at least 7 pedals with this. Then we have a USB out as well as a USB in. So this switch right here activates it. And as you see, it is on right here in my hands. It actually has a built-in 3.7 volt lithium battery pack, and your remaining amount of power can be viewed through this 4-cell light right here. Or obviously you could plug it in using the USB in, and I assume that that would be how you charge it as well. So VANGOA sends you this pedal board in a nice carry case. How padded is the carry case? It's not super padded. I wouldn't check this on an airplane, and I wouldn't, throw it in the back of your van with a bunch of other gear. But if you're careful with it, I think it'll be just fine for you. All right. Even for me, I drive nearly every day. I'm driving somewhere to play a gig, and I will totally use this carry case. Okay. Here's kind of a look inside at what we see. All right. You got this nice Velcro strip to hold the board in place, and then also we've got some real Velcro strips here. And obviously what we do with these is with one end we align the board itself, with the other end we attach a Velcro to our pedals, and that's what holds them onto the board. Okay. To open this up, then we also have a bunch of zip ties. And so what these are good for is, as you run power cables and patch cables under the panels of the board, the zip ties, once you have everything in place, once you're dialed in, you can use these to just kind of keep it all neat and organized, so you don't have cables hanging out of the bottom all the time, so it all stays nice and tight. All right, so as you can see, I have now put the pedal board together and used it live. In fact, since the time that I recorded the first parts of this video, which was now a couple weeks ago, I have used this pedal board live on a number of gigs. So here's the pedal board, and it is a work in progress. These are the pedals I'm using on it right now. I hope to add more. There's a couple things that I want to get that I don't currently have. But let's go in and power it up. So as you can see, it's not plugged in. There's the power, and we can turn on some pedals here. And yeah, fully battery operated pedal experience here. I have the power supply mounted on the bottom of the pedal board. That's just how I personally like to do it. Just so that, you know, oops, need to Velcro that down a little better. Just so that it's out of the way. So this is a pedal board for me that, I mean, no need to go into too much detail, but it'll work for acoustic and for electric. I've been playing it with both. And it's just a setup that works to get me through a gig when I'm not using the Helix and I want to add some stuff, but it's doing great right now that I can turn it off simply like that. Okay, so it's turned out super cool and I can't wait to do more with it soon. So how did it go playing live with a battery powered pedal board? Like, how did it hold up? It actually held up pretty good. There was one particular show where I did it just using the battery, and hey, I had battery for a 3 or 4 hour booking and just played and jammed, and it was great. However, I charged it a little bit the next day, but I obviously didn't charge it long enough because the next night at my gig, the battery actually died during the gig, and that sucked when my guitar signal was suddenly gone. And there was nothing I could really do about it other than stop mid-song and plug the pedal board in. Okay, so the battery did die on me one night because I had not charged it up enough. So something you need to know is, yes, it's great to be able to do. It's very cool having a battery-operated board. Such a cool power supply and such a cool board. But you really need to make sure it's charged up enough to handle your gig. If it's not, the good news is using the USB cable that attaches to the power supply, you can plug it in. And whether the battery's dead or fully charged, you could plug it in, which obviously some gigs I've just been plugging it in the first place to be better safe than sorry. So let me show you the power supply that they give you, you know, the USB cable to plug it up with is not very long. I think that's like a 1 footer or something. So obviously, you know, what I will generally do is I will plug it in, you know, just to like a wall type USB charger and then just plug that into my power strip. But sometimes I will plug a USB charge cable straight into my mixer because I have a USB port in my mixer that works pretty good. However, with a charge cable that short, you just want to make sure that maybe you go on and buy a slightly longer one. Okay, so I literally went to the Dollar General and I bought this one. You got to make sure it's the right cable, obviously, because there's a lot of different USB cables out there. But this one works absolutely great. I got it at Dollar General. It's a 10 footer. So when I want to, you know, plug this thing in, I can run this from the pedal board all the way to my mixer usually because it's usually less than 10 feet away from me. You know, the pedal board is just built in a way that you can really set your pedals up nicely. The tilt on it is nice. I'm not accidentally stepping on buttons anymore like I was. It's very cool. And I'm really stoked about the power supply, the battery operated nature of it. It works out great for me. So I'm really happy with it, really enjoying it, and really looking forward to working with it some more. Okay, so what's on your pedal board? And do you need a makeover? Do you need to start from scratch? Let me know your experiences in the comments of this video. As always, I appreciate you watching. Click the bell so you'll be notified when I come out with new content because there's more coming. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, okay? God bless everybody out there. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.